Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario. I am MegaFreak400, and this is a building we've never been into before. Because there's nothing in here, but there is. We just didn't have Bow. So, make ourselves invisible, and... music note! Yeah! Music note, music note, music note! And wow, a secret panel. Let's use it now that we know where it is. We can actually use it, even though you would think you'd be able to use it before if you knew where it was, but whatever. Chapter 4, Trials of the Toy Box. We're in the Toy Box. Yeah, we're in the Toy Box. This is probably one of the... I said that Chapter 3 was my favorite chapter. I'll have to say this chapter and the next one are also really good in my opinion. This one because it's the colors of the whole thing are so awesome. It's just fantastic looking, and there's only one main song of this entire level, and yet it's really awesome. Like, it's really good. So, as you'll probably imagine, in this level we'll be fighting a ton of different Shy Guys, and here's one now. Let's kill it. This Shy Guy is... The different color versions of them, like yellow, red, they're still just called Shy Guys. They still have the exact same moves. So I'm not going to show every color Shy Guy, because that's kind of pointless. But yeah, Shy Guy's toy box is pretty sweet. I really like it. But there is a lot of backtracking in this chapter. However, you know, this chapter, you'll soon see there's backtracking, but it's not bad backtracking. Like, Chapter 4 of TTYD, there was tons of, oh my god, this is horrible. But in this one, most of the backtracking is just going to Toad Town, and because of the train system and the fact that it's in Toad Town, it's really not that bad, honestly. Unlike, you know, Chapter 4 where you had to fight enemies it was just bad. Chapter 4, I think it's not horrible, but it was still pretty horrible. It was semi-horrible. Anyway, here we have another enemy, which if anyone's played this game, they know that who that is and why I am not fighting him yet. However, I will be fighting him later in this chapter. Probably, I think Friday, yeah. I will be fighting that guy, who I will not name, even though it's pretty obvious what he is. You can spoil it if you want, I don't care. I will say he's hard. He's a hard enemy to beat. He's probably one of the hardest enemies in the game. Whatever, who do I get? That's Anti-Guy. Why am I trying to keep it a spoiler? It's not that, nothing to spoil. That's Anti-Guy. He is probably one of the hardest enemies in the game, as a lot of people will say. There is, if you want the thing whatever's in this treasure chest, there's two ways you can do it. You can either A, come back later, in this chapter, because you can't do it now, but come back later and give him lemon candy, which you make with, I think, cake mix and lemon. You're probably wondering, wait a minute, Tasty can only make one thing at a time. Well, in this chapter, you'll gain the ability for Tasty to be able to make two things, or things with two ingredients. So you have to wait until that point, but you can come back and give him lemon candy, and he'll leave. Or you can fight him, and if you fight him, he's quite difficult. But he is possible, obviously. Everything in this game is possible. Got the cake mix, and interesting note, this is the only place in the game where you can get cake mix. So if you ever want cake mix, just come in here and kill some Shy Guys. Here we have the calculator, Rolf's calculator, so now we can access the badge shop. I'm wondering, is this place you don't technically need to go this way? Is it, you know, I guess technically isn't it possible for Rolf never to ever open his badge shop again because the calculator is still stuck in here, or does he just... I don't know, what happens if you don't get the calculator here? Like, does he just get it eventually back, or... You know, I'm curious about that. If someone knows. But whatever, I got the calculator because I want badges. So let's get out of Shy Guys. This is playground. This is the playground area. That technically, I don't think you need to go there, really. And, oh, Kammy Koopa. Remember, we had Peach tell Kammy Koopa to put things in the toy box, so... Yay, my favorite enemy! Yeah! I love how every time that she leaves these guys, they're like, question mark? What the heck am I doing here? I was taking a shower. Why am I here? Why am I randomly poofed here? Anyway, let's continue onward. Here we have these boxes. If you spin jump them, you can get coins and actually, you know, lift yourself up higher. This chapter is actually quite short, though, to be honest. It's really not going to take that many videos. It's technically going to take about the same, But you'll see. Nah, it takes a little bit shorter though. It's definitely shorter than all the other chapters so far. If you minus the backtracking, which I'm doing via editing. So let's continue onward. Here is a Sky Guy. Sky Guys have balloons, and they can fire slingshots at you. You can either attack them with the balloons, and which will cause them to become regular Shy Guys, or you can just use Starstorm and kill all of the Shy Guys at once. I love Starstorm. Don't you love Starstorm? I love Starstorm. So what should I talk about? So I went to see my brother's musical. He was in a musical production of Cinderella. This was on Friday, and you know, it got me thinking, and we had a discussion, and it got me thinking, you know, does body type, does what you look like matter when casting at all? For example, you know, there was the argument saying that a lot of king characters tend to be, you know, heavy, overweight, kind of pudgy, and that's part of the reason why a lot of them are casted, because they're those kind of kings kind of are funny or stuff. And the king for this production was skinny, or thin, and you know, I guess the thing was, does it really matter what you look like, or what kind of body type, or what kind of look you have when you're casting roles? And I think honestly it's kind of a balance thing. After, you know, discussion, like it doesn't matter like all the time, but for some characters I think it does matter. Like, it makes a difference what you look like, you know, when you're playing certain characters. Like if you're playing you know, this big muscular guy, you have to be big and muscular, otherwise, you know. But I think it also works for some, you know, when yeah, it's you know, it's typecasting, and it's, you know, it's kind of like not really typecasting, but it's like it is, you know, what you, it's kind of I guess prejudiced, or not, what's the word? But like if you think of sidekicks tend to be funny, pudgy characters, usually, you know, overweight. Is that right? That they're always like that? Maybe not, but, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like for example, the Prince. How many princes do you know that are, like, in terms of a serious prince, how many princes do you know that are actually tend to be overweight in, like, productions or movies? You don't see that many overweight princes. I'm not saying there couldn't be, but you don't see that many. So I guess my question for user comments: do you think it matters in terms of, I'm talking more, I guess, in musical production, but also movies? Do you think it matters if you have certain characters that you wouldn't expect to be a certain way, being a certain way, and not in terms of just comedy? I mean, in terms of actually serious. Like, if you had a seriously, you know, like gentle-eyed nice guy who was a prince, not trying to be funny, who was overweight, would you find that odd, and would you find it not natural or something like that? I guess that's what I'm wondering, is what people think about that. Because I'm kind of like, you know, like in that case, I don't know. It's odd. So yeah, after we get certain items, we have to go back up to Toad Town, and we got the storeroom key, and we have the train. We need this train in order to travel around Shy Guy's Toy Box, and also Rolf's Bad Shop. So now that we have a calculator, because for whatever reason he needs a calculator to run a bad shop, instead of just couldn't he just mark down the things and then do it later when he got the calculator back? But whatever. He's going to give us a special badge, the I Spy badge, which will help us for hidden panels. However, I know where all those are, so there's no point. And now we can buy some badges. So, let's come back here real quick. Come on. Edit. Edit. We have the Spin Smash badge, which I will buy. We have the Jump Charge badge, and we have the Sleep Stop, which we haven't bought yet. I'm going to buy all of these and one more when I get to it. I don't know if I do that now or later. I think that one is Group Focus. Do. Yeah, let's grab Sleepy Stomp, or Sleep Stomp. There you go, buy it. And do I... Nope, we're going back to Toy Box. I'll show the Group Focus, I think, is the next time I come up there. Anyway, put the toy train in the Toy Box, and boom, boom, boom. Now we can travel around the Toy Box. And wait a minute, those toads, those are the Koopa Bros. What are you doing in the Toy Box? No, those are just the conductors. But whatever. I never got why they were in here. Are they like toy toads that when you go in the Toy Box they become alive and they start running around, or I don't know why do they live in the Toy Box? That never made any sense to me. I guess I'm gonna say that they're toy toads. toy toads. That's hard to pronounce to an extent. Toy toads. Anyway, this is all the time I have for the most part. We're just going to be riding the train to the next area, which is the pig station. So next time we will be doing the next part of Shy Guy's Toy Box. So I am reminding you, or this has been Mega 400, reminding you to bite a Koopa.